Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to the Man United series and the start of the third and final season here with Man United. And we start off the final season away to Arsenal, exactly the same as last season. Well, not quite exactly the same, as we played 3 games already in this season, but we start off the final season in an episode away to Arsenal. We did this last season as well, and we won the game 3-0. So let's hope for a similar sort of result here today. We actually started the new season very well. It has to be said, though, that the 3 games we've won, we should be winning quite comfortably. So nothing to get excited about, but we have won the start of 3 games and very comfortably as well. And you can only beat what's in front of you, can't you? So it's a good start to the season, but this is our first real test of the season, of course. We can beat Arsenal here again today away from home, then that will be a great win. And that'll be 4 wins out of 4 to start the final season here. So very, very promising. Although we're saying that, last season started off very promising as well, didn't it? We beat Arsenal 3-0 away in the first game of the new season, and the end of the season was pretty disastrous there, it has to be said. Arsenal started the new season as well, very well. They've got 3 wins out of 3, so one of our 100% records have to stop today. Look at Southampton, by the way, started off the new season with 4 wins out of 4, so they are flying. Anyway, the new season, and of course, I had to sign a lot of players this season. 11 new players have walked through the door. Let's get to the incomings and outgoings now. Well, the first player to leave us was not really too much of a surprise. Raphael Varane, obviously a key player for us, but he wasn't really doing the business for me, I have to be honest. He's gone to Monaco for 30 million. Good centre-back, of course, but as I said, not really doing the business for me, it has to be said. Nothing more than an average defender for us in the first 2 seasons here. You see there's 7 average rating and 6.93 last season as well. It's not good enough, and for a centre-back who's on 350k a week, it's absolute garbage if you think about it. So yeah, I had to get rid of Raphael Varane. To get 30 million for him, I was quite happy with that, and also get the 350k off our wages. I think we're paying some of his wages, to be honest. I can't exactly remember how much. Well, we're paying 180k a week for Varane as well, so it's quite a lot. I do remember now. I knew it was quite a lot, but still, even paying 180k a week, still got 170k in the wage bill extra there, and 30 million as well. So happy to see the back of Varane. Good centre back in real life as well. But here for me, he's not really doing the business, and he's a bit injury prone as well. So happy to see the back of him. The next one I sold was also not very much a surprise, and that is Brandon Williams. He's gone to Burnley for 5 million. I did want to keep him about in the early stages of the series here because he's a homegrown player at the club, but I had to ignore that in the end because he's a liability. He's nowhere near good enough to play for Man United. He's playing for Burnley now. He's playing the Premier League. We've played against him already this season as well. But yeah, he's just nowhere near up to standard to play for us. Last season, he really let us down in lots of games. Needed to provide a better backup than Williams in the fullback areas. Last season, 6.71. A massive liability for us. So to get 5 million for him as well is happy days. Also, Maxi Oyedeli has gone to Leicester for 450k. He was just a youngster in our B team. He's Polish. I was quite surprised when I saw he said he's Polish. Can he play for Poland, England or Nigeria? So he's got a trio of nations to pick from there. If he's good enough, of course. Will he be good enough to play for England? Not sure. Poland, Nigeria? Maybe. We shall see about that. But Oyedeli's gone to Leicester for 450k. And also a load more players left us, as you can see here. The next one to leave us was Isaac Hansen Arawan. He's gone to Astana for £10 million. Very highly rated youngster. I've heard him for a couple of FMs now. Norwegian, of course. Definitely got some potential about him. Has he got potential to succeed here for us right now in this series? Definitely not. So to cash in on him for £10 million, he's on to Astana as well. He'll play in Kazakhstan. I think that's pretty much a telltale sign that he's not going to be good enough to play for Man United in this universe, at least in real life. Yet to be seen. But yeah, he's going to play in Kazakhstan for £10 million. I'm sure he'll be back playing in a better league at some point, but he's gone there for now. Also, Tyler Fredrickson's on a Brighton for 500k. Just a youngster who's not much use here. Lisandro Martinez, got rid of him as well. Thank goodness for that. He's on the Al Ittihad for £15 million. Absolutely atrocious he was. Atrocious. I know the Man United fans keep bigging him up in real life, but in terms of his attributes and the way he is, for Football Manager, as a centre-back, no. Doesn't work. As a fullback as well, definitely doesn't. He just doesn't work. It just doesn't work at this level for me, to be honest with you. He's just not good enough for Man United in this virtual universe. And happy to see the back of him. 15 million as well. Happy days. Also, Dishon Bernard has gone to Ajaccio on a free transfer. Same with McNeil. Hugh Gill left on some free transfers as well. Donny van der Beek has gone to Inter Milan for 30 million. Very happy with this sale. He's just a bit part player, really. And to get 30 million for him, very happy with that. 120k a week he was on, so happy to see the back of Van der Beek. Decent player, but got many players ahead of him. We had Fernandes, Eriksen ahead of him as well, and Tielemans as well. So Van der Beek, not much use here for us. Also, Robbie Savage's son, Charlie Savage, has gone on loan to Wickham for the season. He's no potential whatsoever here in this series. Kobbie Minor as well is on the West Ham at 500k. Shortire sold into Middlesbrough for 20 million. Definitely got some potential about him, that is for sure. Obviously, didn't use him that much last season. If I was doing a longer series, I would use him more often. I'd load him out as well, get him some game time, try and develop him. But obviously, this is only a 3-season series, so I haven't really got much use for Shortire, to be honest with you. So he might be a whole lot different in another series. Another simulation, Man United. Definitely got potential around that, is for sure. But he's gone to Middlesbrough for 20 million. But hopefully he can do the business there for them. We shall see. And then the final 3 sales are 3 big ones. Casemiro, finally got rid of him. One team are willing to pay his wages, and no surprises to see what team that was. That's PSG. He's gone there for 27.5 million. Thank goodness for that. He was absolutely atrocious for me in this series here. Atrocious. And he was a bad egg in the dressing room. So yeah, very happy to see him leave. 68 million they paid for him. It's mental, isn't it? It's mental. And those sort of wages, it's outrageous. So he's got a PSG. Very, very happy with that. He was on 300k a week. So good riddance, Casemiro. See you later. When you see the player replaced him with, you understand that it's a great piece of business. Anyway, Yuri Tielemans as well is going to Arsenal for 50 million. Ecstatic with this. Absolutely ecstatic with this. He was behind Eriksen and Fernandes in the team in terms of that playmaker sort of role. And we only signed him for 30 million from Leicester the year before. Got a season out of him. Not a great season. We got an extra 20 million from Arsenal for him. 50 million for Tielemans. Absolutely ecstatic. Playing against him today as well. He starts, of course, and he's doing well for Arsenal, but not really much use here for us. And 50 million is a lot of money. And the final sale is Lacroix. He's joined Varane at Monaco, and he's gone for 40 million. So yeah, happy to see the back of him as well. He was decent, but again, a bit like Varane, not great at all, to be honest. We got made profit on him as well. £5.5 million profit. I also replaced him with a player who's just as good for half the price. So very happy to see him go as well. 40 million to Monaco. So yeah, a lot of money in player sales. 194 million plus the free we got from here. 35 million, almost 36 million. So pretty much 230 million worth of player sales. So a lot of player sales. Anyway, let's get to the players that have joined us and some very, very exciting signings. The first one to join us was a backup left back, one we desperately needed, and a player that a lot of us are familiar with. That is Luca Netz from Gladbach for 25 million. Well, very happy with this signing. Very, very happy. 25 million. Very cheap in this market. He had a minimum fee release clause of 30 million. But for some reason, we managed to get him for 5 million less than that, which is rather bizarre from Gladbach, it has to be said. Maybe they're in financial ruin, I don't know. But yeah, 25 million for Luca Netz, of course, for longer saves, longer series as well. He could be a great left back for you. For right now, he's purely backup because he's only 21 still, so he's only going to get better. He's one of the highest rated left back wonder kids in the game here. So yeah. Highly rated for the future, but for now he's firmly backup. But still, as a backup, he might still be one for the future in relative terms. But he's still quite good, and he's a lot better than Brandon Williams. I'll tell you that much. A lot better than Matt Target as well. So as a backup, very, very happy to get Luca Netz in. 25 million cheap. Wages 78k is quite cheap for Man United standards as well. So yeah, very, very happy to get him in. The next person I signed was a new striker. He wasn't quite the striker I wanted. The striker I wanted was Amin Gouiri from Rennes. He plays for Nice in real life, but he went to Rennes. But unfortunately for us, a lot of teams are after him. He was the number one striker in people's eyes this season, and he went to PSG over us, unfortunately. So I had to change my mind after that, and I went to PSG, and I stole Icardi off them. I know what you're thinking, not really the greatest striker to sign, but cheap. He was cheap. I had to get a striker through the door. Initially, I had to get a striker through the door, and I did just that. Icardi joined us for 27.5 million from PSG. He's a good striker. He's a very, very good striker in terms of finishing. He's got 18 finishing and 17 composure. So he knows where the back of the net is, put it that way. In terms of everything else, he's not amazing. He is good, though. He's very good. And as I said, 27.5 million. Ideally, I'd like to have Icardi as backup and a striker ahead of him. Ansu Fati is my number one striker for the season. Of course, you can say that he's more likely to be a left winger, but he did do really well last season, Ansu Fati, as a complete forward. Before he broke his ankle, he was doing really well. So Ansu Fati is my number one striker. Icardi is effectively backup. I would have liked to have signed another striker. I was eyeing up Moukoko from Dortmund, who's developed very, very well. He would have been a great sign. Also, Gabriel Jesus as well. He was interested in joining us. Unfortunately, though, we couldn't afford these two guys. So we're left with Icardi, obviously Fati up front as well. Rashford can still play up front, but I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. But Fati and Icardi are my number one, number two strikers for the season. So yeah, still happy with his signing. We'll see what he can do. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's looked all right so far. He's looked all right. But 27.5 million, not really too much of a risk there, to be honest with you. The next signing, though, is very, very exciting. Unbelievable player. That's Giorgio, Scalvini from Atlanta for 52 million. Unbelievable centre-back. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, he is the number one rated centre-back wonder kid in the game, to be honest. He just looks absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He's just great all across the board. He's only 20 still, look. He's still only 20. He's unbelievable. He's saying he's an anchor there, but of course, in my eyes, he's more of a centre-back. He's just unbelievable. Great defending, great in the air. He's 6'5", great physically, still developing as well. 52 million for him to replace Varane effectively. And in the first 3 games, he's been an absolute beast. 3 games, 3 clean sheets, and a 7.9 average rating. What a player. 12 caps for Italy already. He's just a must signing for any big club, basically. 38 games for Atlanta last season, started every single match. He is unbelievable, and exciting times to get Scalvini in. Of course, it's only 1 season and still 20 years of age, so how good is he going to be in 5-10 years' time? But even for this season alone, he's just absolutely unbelievable, and yeah, very, very happy to get him in. The next player I signed is another one who's been on my list for a long time, and also exactly 52 million as well, same as Scalvini, and that is Manu Kone. He's joined us finally from Gladbach. I did initially think that he'll be my natural replacement for Casemiro, but then when I looked at him further, and before I went in for him, I decided that he's not really suited that ball midfielder role. As you see here, his player traits is he likes to run with the ball, gets forward whenever possible, and runs with the ball often. So don't really suit the ball midfielder on defend role. So easily be our box-to-box midfielder this season. I've changed to a box-to-box midfielder. It's working well so far. And Manu Kone, he's a great box-to-box midfielder. Recently got his first French cap as well, which is brilliant. And just a brilliant player. 18 strength as well, 17 stamina. Great mental attributes. He's just a great, great player. 52 million, ecstatic with it. Ecstatic. Also, obviously, Mukiele, his loan deal was made permanent for 23.5 million. Already knew that. We've also signed the other centre-back from Atlanta, which is Caleb Okoli for 39 million. He's a very highly rated centre-back as well, playing for Atlanta. He's not quite as good as Scalvini, but he's still a very good player. I didn't have this in my mind to nick both Atlanta centre-backs, but I just thought, you know what, when I saw Okoli there and I saw how good he was, I thought, you know what, why not? It's more to do with his ability than the fact that he's from Atlanta, but I did sway towards that as well because he was from Atlanta to join Scalvini. And a very good centre-back, very, very good centre-back. He started off really well as well. As I said, not quite as good as Scalvini, but still a great centre-back. Let's not give him a disservice here. He's a very, very good one. He's still developing as well, 23 years of age, so very, very happy with his signing as well. Also, Hakim Ziyech has joined us on loan from Chelsea for the season, only merely as a squad player, as another option on the right-hand side there. Also, he can play down the mid. He's just very, very versatile. I just thought it was a great piece of business, to be honest. Get him on loan for the season as a bit of squad depth. Obviously, not amazing, but as squad depth, happy with getting Ziyech on loan. He's not costing us too much, only paying his wages, and that is it. So that is great. 1.7 million in total fee as well, sorry. Also, Konrad Laimer has joined us from Leipzig for £33 million. He was my initial replacement for Casemiro, although I signed a new player. He may have clocked it already, but I've signed a new player who's, unbelievable. But Laimer comes in as effectively as our backup ball midfielder now. And also, he's very good, very versatile, he can play anywhere down the right effectively, on the left as well. DM, just anywhere we need him, basically. He's a very, very good player. And as a ball midfielder, just great, absolutely great. £33 million was the minimum fee release clause. So yeah, very, very happy to get Laimer in. He definitely adds to that position there. Also, another centre midfielder. So as I said, I signed a lot of players here. The midfielders really had an upgrade. Kefren Thuram, Lilian Thuram's son, has joined us from OGC Nice for 25.5 million. He's another box-to-box midfielder type. He can play any role, basically, though, instead of midfield. Any role he can play. He's just good enough to play any role. He's a very, very physical player. Great mentally, great physically. 16 stamina, 6'4", 16 jump reach, 16 natural fit. He's just very, very, very good. Very, very good player. He's I wouldn't say back up to Manu Kone. He's battling out Manu Kone. I do rate Manu Kone more, but Kefren Thuram is still very good and very, very cheap as well. So very, very happy with this signing. Happy to see him here. He's already scored a goal as well, which is brilliant. Also, Arthur Feet, I signed him from Rennes for 20 million. He's one of our new centre-backs. Very, very cheap as well. Very happy with this. I lean more towards signing Feet as well because I wanted to get another player who could play left-back. Only had Gaia and Nets who could play left-back. So we've got an injury there. We'll be left a little bit of a pickle, but Arthur Feet can play left back. He's a left-sided centre back as well, which is great. And 20 million, happy days. He's a very good player. 20 caps for Belgium already, so not just that reason as well, is that he's a very good player. So, yeah, very happy with this signing as well. And lastly, and definitely not least, N'Golo Kanté has signed as the new replacement with Casemiro. What a replacement with Casemiro. Well, I did struggle to find an amazing ball midfielder. I found Lima, who I think is a good ball midfielder. I would say he's an amazing one though, but I'm happy with his replacement with Casemiro. But then N'Golo Kanté popped up in my scouting update. Transfer listed from Chelsea because he wanted to leave. Transfer listed by request for 26 million, who ended up costing us 27.5 million. So I just had to sign him. No, it was an absolute no-brainer. N'Golo Kanté has to come here. And I signed him 27.5 million. Yes, he's 33 years of age, but look at him as a ball midfielder. He's just unbelievable. 20 work rate, 19 tackling, 20 anticipation, 18 stamina. What a player, and we've brought him in, and just so happy to get him in. Of course, we're only here for one season as well, so one more season, sorry. So there's no risk sort of deal either. He's got 18 actual fitness, 18 stamina. I don't think he's going to decline that much this season. And what a replacement with Casemiro that is, N'Golo Kanté. Definitely better than Casemiro, and I'm ecstatic to get him in. So yeah, a lot of players have joined us. A lot of players have left us as well. The midfield is looking very different. Of course, we've got Thuram, Kone, and Conte and Lima, in there as well. So 4 new centre midfielders. We've got 3 new centre backs as well. In feet, Akoli and Scalvini, of course. And Ziyech is here as a squad player. Mukiele already agreed to sign him. But obviously the centre backs and the centre midfielders have got a massive upgrade. And obviously Akali's joined as well. And Lucanet. So a lot of players have joined us. Lots of players have left as well, and I'm very, very happy for what I'm seeing so far in terms of the new signings. Anyway, I did say we played 3 games so far in the new season. Of course, we won all 3 of them, but I did say they've been quite easy games. We played Burnley away in the first game of the new season. Recently, we promoted Burnley, beat them 4-0 very comfortably in this game. Jadon Sancho with a hat-trick in this game, and Bruno Fernandes with a goal as well. We then faced Aston Villa at home, beat them 3-0 very comfortably as well. Kefren Thuram was first goal for the club. Sancho again on the score sheet, and Rashford on the score sheet as well. And just for the episode, played Norwich at home and beat them 4-0 very comfortably. Bruno Fernandes with a brace, and Manu Kone and Caleb Akoli with their first goals for the club as well. So yeah, 3 wins, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, 3 clean sheets in a row. But let's be honest, we played Burnley, Aston Villa and Norwich. So we should be winning these games. We should be winning these games comfortably as well. We look really good though, so that is something positive to take from it. And also last season against some teams, we just looked so poor. So poor. So yeah, all in all, ecstatic with these wins. But of course, we've got a tricky game now away to Arsenal. Also, the Champions League, the layout has changed this season. I knew this was going to happen at some point, I believe, but I haven't really got quite used to it yet. We've got to play 8 games, and they're all across the next 3 months or so. But the games we've got, and also I've noticed that, didn't take me much long to figure out though, but basically you play 8 games. There's 36 teams in this massive group here. Everyone plays 8 games. I don't know how they work out the fixtures, to be honest with you, but everyone plays 8 games effectively, and whoever finishes in the top 8 qualify immediately for the round of 16. Teams who finish from 9th to 24th, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's 9th to 24th. They qualify for a knockout phase to get into the round of 16. So effectively, it's just, top 8 go straight through to the round of 16. 9th to 24th, they'll have to play a 2-leg game, I'm guessing, and 8 of them go through to the round of 16. And I'm guessing the other 8 go to the Europa League, and then the teams 25th to 36th just get knocked out completely. So it's basically just like a big group, effectively, which is a bit bizarre, but hey-ho, what can you say? Well, in terms of our game, obviously, we want to get in the top 8, of course, but as long as we finish 24th and above, then we've got a chance to qualify for the next round at least. But so we should be getting through to a chance for the next round at least, surely. But the top 8, I'm fairly confident we can get into the top 8, to be honest with you. I don't know how this is. Maybe this is a sorted by seeding here or something, because it's not sorted alphabetically, and you see most of the big teams in the top 8 here. So according to this, we should be finishing in 6th place, apparently. At least that's what I'm working out. Everton in there as well. Oh yeah, Everton got in the top 4. Of course they did. What am I talking about? But yeah, the teams we've got to play, as I said, I don't know how they work it out, but they do work it out somehow. We've got Frankfurt at home, Real Madrid away as well, Lazio at home, Maccabi Tel Aviv at home, got Villarreal away, Juventus at home, And we've got Feyenoord away and Celtic away. So we're looking at these games here. Well, obviously, Real Madrid away is the trickiest. Certainly need to do well against them, not like last season. Villarreal away as well. These two I'm very nervous about. We've got battered 4-1 away to Real Madrid, and we lost 5-2 away to Villarreal last season. So those two are very tricky. But, Maccabi Tel Aviv at home, got to be winning that. Lazio and Frankfurt at home as well. Got to be winning those 3 games, surely. Surely we have to. Juventus at home as well. We've got to fancy our chances there. Home advantage. Final and Celtic away as well. So I think we've got a great chance of qualifying for the next round straight out in the top 8. But obviously the Real Madrid away and Villarreal away games are very, very tricky, it has to be said. But yeah, interesting to see this new layout for the Champions League. I don't know if I like it or not yet, to be honest with you. It's a bit bizarre, but it's also kind of cool. So I'm a bit on the fence about that. But yeah, that's the 8 games we've got. As I said, I don't know how they figure it out, but somehow they figure it out. But anyway, let's get to this game. And away to Arsenal, our first test of this new season. We've looked really, really good so far, but we have faced Burnley, Norwich and Aston Villa. And this is the team for today's game. We've got Maignan in goal, Porro right back, Gaia left back, Okoli and Scalvini centre backs, and we've got Conte, Kone and Fernandes in midfield, Elise on the right, Sancho on the left and Fati up front. So in terms of the team sheet, a few players missing actually. Sotalo is injured, unfortunately, out between 3 to 6 days with a twisted knee. Thuram has picked up quite a serious injury. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks with a lower back stress fracture, which is disappointing. And Eriksen is out with a serious injury as well. Sprained knee ligaments for 3 to 5 weeks. So missing 2 players here. Serious injuries. Sotalo out for a couple of days as well. But all in all, we've got a great team out currently. In terms of the tactic for this season, well, I'm sticking with a similar tactic than last season, of course. Different or change mentality from balance to positive. Against some of the bigger teams, away especially, I will change that to balance. But I feel like against Arsenal here, we've got a big chance to dominate the game, even though we're away from home. We've done really well against Arsenal in the past, so I'm not changing it for today's game. And also, got ball midfielder defender in Conte, and I've got a box-to-box midfielder in Kone there. So one thing we have noticed, or I can notice this season effectively, in terms of midfield, is a lot more physical in the middle of the park there, which is brilliant. And also, Conte covers very well for Porro bombing down that right-hand side. We need him today as well with Martinelli in that left-hand side. It's unbelievable, of course. Other than that, I don't think I've really changed anything. Just a couple of roles there. And obviously, players in terms of personnel. But anyway, Arsenal away from home. We won this game 3-0 last season. Will we do a similar thing here? Well, let's find out. Well, with the new season, we're yet to concede a goal with those 2 Italian rocks at the heart of the defence there. Coley and Scalvini done really, really well. Especially Scalvini is unbelievable. But we've got a big test here away to Arsenal, of course. Conte's already got a yellow card in the first minute, which is a bit nerve-wracking. But 15 minutes in, we're yet to see a highlight in the game so far. We yet to have a shot on target in the match, which is disappointing. 30 minutes in, there's still nothing to talk of in the match. We're kind of getting battered here. They've had 9 shots and 5 on target. Well, 36 minutes in, and Arsenal are definitely the better team in the game. Dominating the game, actually. 39 minutes in, though, we finally get our first highlight of the match. And it's Bruno Fernandes to Pedro Porro to Scalvini. Now here's Kone. Back to Porro. Acres of space, Porro. Fernandes. We haven't seen Kone, shoot! Oh, my word, he hits the post. It should be in the back of the net. Well, I say it should be back in the net. It's outside the box, but he had so much time there. I just made a slight tweak, and that was I put Pedro Porro from attack to support because they're getting a lot of joy down the left-hand side, despite not getting any highlights. So I decided to keep Porro back there a little bit. Tierney is having a field down on the left-hand side there at fullback. Anyway, it's Kone again. He's hit the woodwork twice in the game already, Manu Kone. Well, we're starting to get a little bit of chances in the game now. But Arsenal created a lot of things in the first half there. Well, still the first half's not over yet. It's Tommy Asu with a long throw-in. Coley heads it clear, but only as far as Odegaard. There's Tielemans against us. Odegaard. That was a great effort. Please remember, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. And also hit that subscribe button as well. It really helped me out. And he much appreciated as well. So that first half was not great from us, it has to be said. Although Arsenal had quite a lot of shots in the game, not any too serious ones, apart from that Odegaard one that we just saw. But we're not creating anything in the game at all. So that's something I need to address here. I made one change at half time and I brought Rashford on for Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati has not done much today, it has to be said. Let's see what Rashford can do in this game. Let's see if he can do anything for us. Also, I changed Elise from inside forward support to inverted winger on attack as well. Let's see us make a difference in the second half. That first half was not amazing, it has to be said. And the front three have been abysmal today. So I made a couple of changes there. Let's see if that can make any difference to the outcome of the match here. But Arsenal are just dominating things, to be honest with you. We're yet to concede a goal this season. So, yeah, of course, we're yet to concede a set-piece goal this season. But now they've got a big chance here. Well, this game has looked very poor, actually. Very, very concerning. We've been terrible in this game, actually. Absolutely terrible in this game. As I said, this is why you don't get carried away when you beat teams such as Burnley, Norwich, and Aston Villa, because yeah, now you're playing a real team now, and we're getting destroyed effectively. We're getting absolutely destroyed. Michael Elise has been very poor today on that right hand side. Kieran Tierney is running things there. All right, another 2 substitutions. Not Rashford. Icardi is on, sorry, for Sancho. There he is. It's Bruno Fernandes. Let's go. Get in. Just made a change literally a minute ago. And Marcus Rashford with the goal on at half time. Get in. That's what we like to see. Come on. Out of nowhere, really. Literally, the highlight just started, effectively. And it never happens like that. A highlight just started and we scored. Mukiele with a throw-in. He's on the pitch as well for Porro. He's had a torrid game today at right back. Bruno Fernandes here. He cuts it back to Rashford. And well, he can't miss. He cannot miss from that angle there. Yeah, I brought on Icardi for Sancho. He's had a very poor game. Put Rashford on the left-hand side there. And also I brought Mukiele on for Porro, who's been terrible today on the right-hand side. So had to make a change there, that is for sure. And it made a difference straight away. Although Arsenal is still creating more chances than us in the game. A lot more chances. So that is still a big worry here. Anyway, here's Martin Odegaard. Back to Gabriel. And there's Tierney. Back to Gabriel. There's Tielemans. They give the ball away to Gaia though. Here's Rashford. Here's the tide starting to turn in this match here. Here's Conte. Lovely ball from Conte out to Gaia. Alright, here he is. To Rashford. He crosses it in. Elise. Been poor today. I've decided to, this season here, I'm going to start making more changes in-game, like some of you guys pointed out to me. This is what I've been doing in this game as well a couple of times. I made a couple of changes to some roles here. You see Kone's on Mazzala support there as well. Just to make a little bit of tweaks here and there, and effectively it's made some sort of difference because we've gone from 1-0 to 1-1, so that is great. Michael Elise on the other card, been quite poor today. Let's bring on Anthony for him. Forgotten man, Anthony. Tried to sell him. Well, I went all the way down to 15 million, but no one is interested. This game is really taking a turn in the second half here. We are doing really well. 10 minutes to go, though. If any team looks like they're going to get the winner, it looks like us at the moment. Here's Gabriel. To Ben White. Back to Gabriel. Icardi, you've got to score. You've got to score. Oh, my word. What are you doing? What are you doing, Icardi? Oh my word, what a golden opportunity that is. Got a corner here though, Fernandes to take it. Anthony gets there. Nice. Cross it in. No, they come on the counter now. It's Tielemans. He gives it away though to Gaia. Still on the attack here. It's Bruno Fernandes. Come on, boys. Oh, Fernandes. That miss from Icardi though, that's gonna come back to bite us, isn't it? That's gonna come back to bite us. How did he miss that? He's got 18 finishing, man, and 17 composure. How has he missed that? It was absolutely shot. He did all the work there as well. He did all the work, all the great work, and then he just terrible finish. But anyway, another corner. Fernandes has taken. This game's really lively later on. Akoli, no, back to Fernandes though. Scalvini with a strange effort, but very, very promising second half, this. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm quite happy. I'm happy with the performance, as we said. I'm very happy with the performance. As you see here, in the by half-time, they're by far the better team. I did make some tweaks, and I like this making tweaks in-game thing. I should do this more often. I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy and stubborn. That's my problem, and I'm definitely not a tactical genius. I think you've all figured that out for yourself already. But I decided, you know what, I'm just going to think what I want to do, what makes sense to me, and I did that in the second half there at some points, just before that goal went in as well. So I'm not making it out that I'm a tactical genius, but I did make a couple of tweaks just before that goal there, literally a minute before, and we were by far the better team after that stage. So yeah, whatever I did, I should just trust myself more often and just make changes when here and there and see what happens. And it almost paid off in that game. It did pay off to an extent though, because we came back from 1-0 down to draw the game 1-1. So all in all, happy with that performance there. Did really, really well, and hopefully we can go on to bigger and better things this season. But what do I say? You are unlucky today. Unlucky today, boys. But yeah, as I said, sticking with this making changes in the games here and trying to swing the game in our favour as well. And also I'm looking at opposition instructions properly before games as well, looking at where their strong points are, where their weak points are. I did make a little bit of an error in terms of Arsenal there, to be honest with you. Some of the tweaks I made before the game. As I said, I put trap outside on there at the start of this game. I don't really normally have that on there, so I'll take that off now. I do make a little bit of these tactical tweaks before games. I thought trap outside might help against Arsenal, because obviously they play with Martinelli and Vieira there as well, and inverted wingers. I thought if we keep them outside in the wide areas, that could be beneficial to us. It didn't really work though, to be honest, because Kieran Tierney was having an absolute field day in that game, so I had to make changes in game. I changed Porro from wing-back attack to support as well, because they'll get absolute joy down there. And also eventually took Porro off, and it made sense because Mukele did much better than Porro in that game as well. So yeah, just a little bit of tweaks here and there to try and swing games in our favour, and also stay on top of games as well, because I need to do better this season. I need to do better. Anyway, enough babbling from me. That's a decent result in the end. 1-1 draw away to Arsenal. The performance was good. Got to play Frankfurt at home next. Leeds, Leicester and Fulham. In terms of the next episode, well, Real Madrid away. Do I bring you back for Real Madrid away though? Because that is extremely scary. Last time I featured Real Madrid away in an episode, it didn't work out too well, did it? But you know what? I'm going to feature this. Also, Southampton away as well. They start off with 4 wins out of 4. Obviously, got to play 2 more game weeks before then, but they start off with 6 out of 6. I'm not sure. But yeah, in terms of next episode, I'll bring you back for Real Madrid away and Southampton away. Real Madrid will be the second Champions League game. Hopefully, we can beat Frankfurt at home in the next game. Also, play Leeds at home as well, which hopefully we can win. Leicester at home in the Carabao Cup third round. Can we win a Carabao Cup game in the series? That'd be very nice, wouldn't it? And Fulham away as well. But yeah, in terms of the next episode, we've got Real Madrid away in the Champions League and Southampton away in the Premier League. And thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember, if you like the video, hit that like button for me. And also hit that subscribe button, please, guys. It's really helped me out. And much appreciated as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.